in more ways than one. Welcome back to the Eternal Baseball Podcast. We're your hosts, Mark Weber, Brent Rotundi. We were out last week under rather cryptic circumstances. But if you must know, we were at the Royal Rumble in St. Louis with our buddy. Well, we don't want to reveal his name. We'll just call him Rab. Our buddy Rab, having a good time. Really a good time. And when I say that, I mean like the tamest guys' weekend ever. But it'd been way too long, so we had a little Eternal Baseball talk. We had a giant hamburger. We had kind of disappointing pizza. And I went to the Royal Rumble and I had a good time. But we're back.
We're back. We saw Rich Holland.
Yeah, we're big fans of Rich Holland.
The next Iron Mike Sharp. I'm just calling this now. Let's anoint him that already.
Considering in his first year he snapped his ankle and broke his nose, I think he's one forearm away from having a leather brace that he'll wear for 20 years.
I wish I knew Vince McMahon because I would just be in his ear.
I liked when 158 Iron Mike Sharp asked the office, "Can I use the tagline Canada's greatest athlete?" And they're like, "Yeah, go ahead." No problem.
Do I need to run that by the lawyers? No. Yeah, don't even worry about it, bro.
You're good. Nobody's heard of Gretzky down here. You're fine. But we had a good time. But that meant we missed a week of the podcast, so we're back this week. And it's important that we get this one in, not only because it's interleague play weekend, which is a lot of fun, but next weekend will be another hiatus weekend because we have plans Saturday night. Sunday night is the Super Bowl, and you can't really count our program as Super Bowl, even though it's supposed to be the worst Super Bowl of all time, seeding-wise. And then Monday's Valentine's Day. We don't want you guys telling your wives and significant others, or
it's out of our hands.
And significant others, sweetheart, I cannot take you out tonight because the Eternal Baseball Podcast is on, and the spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend would be like, "What are you talking about? That's on Sundays." And they're like, no, it's on Monday this week. We don't want to break up any happy homes. So we'll have a little break next week. But this week, we are in it to win it. So let me pop up what we've got to look at from the week. Actually, the weeks that were, because we didn't have a chance to do this last week. So let's take a look here. So we're looking here at, you're looking at week 9, which was last week, and week 10, which was this week. And if you're picking up the plot right away, we have our division winners highlight over under the team names. But Birmingham, who was the American League champs last year and fell to the Giants in the first ever Eternal Series, they were, I guess, shaky by their standards. Their first pink week, I think, ever, back in week 6. But they've won 10 in a row, 5-1 week followed by a 6-0 week. So they are rolling. And the Chicago Cubs have picked things up, and the Indians had a really good week this week, and they've been mediocre so far. So some of the teams that are looking up, and then some of the teams that are struggling. Royals had a terrible week at 1-5. The Phillies followed up a 6-0 week with a 1-5 week, as nobody's running away with the National League East. We'll show that to you soon. And then scrolling down here, the poor Rangers just completed their week 10. They've had 5 1-5 weeks.
They're playing like they're from Canada.
Man, Texas is in trouble this year. They're the first team that they'll be likely the first team actually fully out of it. But if we shut this down, we'll take a look at who's actually leading the divisions right here. So Montreal was tied with Philadelphia up until I think today. So they're in the hunt, and they were way out of it last year, and they didn't add any new players.
I take back my comment earlier. That was
right?
premature.
Yeah, they didn't add any Mike Sharps or anybody or Bret Harts to the lineup. So that shows kind of the ebb and flow of the year to year, because we knew Tampa and Milwaukee would be better this year than last year, because Milwaukee added 3 starting pitchers and Tampa added 5 players, just Wander Francos and guys like that, and guys who are are more Ray than anything else. So they're still there. So they still have Blake Snell and some of the other guys. So we knew Tampa would be better. We knew Milwaukee would be better. But Montreal is just, we don't know if they're getting a little bit of a stat bump this year or if they took a stat hit last year. But either way, Montreal is in the hunt, and I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, I love it.
In the South, Atlanta and Houston look like the strength of that division, though Miami's hanging around.
Look at those Mariners, man.
Yeah, the Mariners, last season, they were hot. I think they won like 9 of their first 12. And then they just cratered and never came back. But nobody's running away out west, and Seattle has held on, even with Randy Johnson having kind of a down season. I was pretty happy with today's one of our players of the day today was Phil Knuckleball in Atlanta, who beat Randy Johnson head up today. So I would have loved to have been at that game, right? With pitch speeds varying between 40 and 101 miles an hour. It was Phil Niekro who had, I think it was like a 6-hitter with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts, but a complete game shutout because the knuckleball does whatever the knuckleball wants it to do. So,
and he's ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll go tomorrow. I don't know if this is still true, but at some point he held the record for wins after the 40th birthday. He won like 123 games after turning 40.
Wow.
So Phil Niekro,
Jamie Moyer must have been lurking somewhere.
Yeah, Jamie Moyer's like, that's not that much, really. Right?
Did he throw until he's 48 or something?
Something like that. I read a story I'd never heard before that Moyer, I guess Moyer's from Philly. And so when he came to the Phillies to kind of come full circle with his career, for their world title, he had his boys who were like 17 and 19. He had them dressed in full-on Phillies uniforms and in the dugout at the end. So that if they, and the kids knew, and they were old enough to follow dad's orders, that they couldn't do anything unless they won. And if they won, they got to rush the field and be with their dad as he finally won a World Series at like 44 or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
Good for him, right? Who doesn't like Jamie Moyer? Who? I think he is on that Seattle squad anyway. So anyway, Atlanta and Houston are both good. Those were the front runners in that division last year. Pittsburgh is really good this year. And last year they were a little over 500, but this is without their ace, Ed Morris. And if you don't know who Ed Morris is, don't feel bad because he pitched in like 1890 to 1902. But he's generally recognized as the first great left-handed pitcher in baseball. And he was a guy who tried to throw like 450 innings last year. Keep it on the down low, like calm him down a little bit. He actually suffered no shock. He suffered the first season-ending injury in Eternal Baseball history this year. So we've been posting the injury report every day at eternalbaseball.com in the general discussion tab. And he and Chief Bender of the Oakland A's are out until December. And they got hurt in like right around New Year's. And I thought it was a mistake. I thought they meant, oh, well, they've screwed it up. He's not out till December 6th. He's out till January 6th. But then January 7th rolled around, and it still said December 6th. So Ed Morris, the Cy Young candidate last year, and the ace of the Pittsburgh Pirates is out. But they're still rolling with the Cubs, in striking distance. And the story there is St. Louis still hasn't rebounded.
Oakland too. Oakland is
tough. Oakland. Those are probably the 2 biggest fall-offs from last season. And last season, that National League North was the best division by far because the Cubs and the Cardinals were both great and tied for the division title with the Cubs winning that 1-game playoff. And then Pittsburgh and St. Louis were both 5 or 8 games over 500. So the whole league, that whole division was over 500. But it looks like that might be the American League North this year, and we'll get to them in a second. The Giants are good again, even though Willie Mays and Barry Bonds are both struggling, which is hard to fathom. Bonds has shown some signs of snapping out of it, but Mays is still scuffling at the plate, which puts the Dodgers in the hunt. And the Dodgers never got closer than like 10 games out, once we got a third of the way into the season last year. but their record was almost, I think, nearly identical to San Francisco's, except they lost like 15 of the 17 head-to-head matchups. So the Giants just creamed the Dodgers all season in season one. But this year, it's been a little more even. So LA, San Diego's in the hunt. Colorado has a lot of work to do. In the East, the Yankees are very strong, but Boston had been right on their tails until Boston went through a 2-4 week this week. And remember, Boston is without the services of Cy Young, who decided he would pitch 3 games in a row and win 2 of them about 10 days ago. It's one of the things we're trying to lasso, making sure guys don't start games consecutively. And that's a bit of the ghost in the machine I'm trying to track down, because Cy Young did it. So Chris Archer must have been watching for Tampa, because the next day he started 2 games in a row. So we're trying to keep it down, and not just for the advantage part of it. The pitchers have basically a start and an innings limit for the year, and if they surpass them, then they're penalized in the playoffs. I think their numbers are depressed like 10% across the board if they cross that threshold, figuring that a worn-out pitcher will be less effective, not necessarily ineffective, but less effective in the playoffs. So that's we'll keep an eye on Chris Archer and Cy Young here. Birmingham, very good. Tampa's been better, but Birmingham winning 10 in a row is starting to flex out to another lead down south. In the North, Detroit's been very good. But if you look at the rest of the teams, they're real close, a ways back. But Milwaukee, Cleveland, Chicago are all, quality squads. I worry if the division will just eat itself alive, given that they're all kind of competitive at least. And then out west, Seattle's very good. Minnesota's good. Oakland's not nearly as good as last year. And the Angels have not threatened. So that's where we're at for the week that was. And then this will be fun to show you. So last season, I simulated a Yankee Royals game, I think, that was like 2 months in the future. And for weeks and weeks, the Royals and Yankees had played one more game than everybody else. And that bit again this week. So I was simming games, and I was taking control of the Red Sox and whoever they were playing, just to make sure Cy Young wasn't starting a bunch of games in a row, just to set the lineups. And then before the first pitch, I set them both to the computer and have it simulate. And I messed it up for the Red Sox game today. So the only game, here's today's schedule, the only game that hasn't played is Boston and Cincinnati. And that's because I already played their Monday game on accident. So I plugged the Monday score into our box scores and put it up today, so there wouldn't be a hole or an explanation needed. But in truth, these 2 games got flip-flopped. And the game that I actually simmed, I think, turned out to be the game of the year in Eternal Baseball. So, and I had nothing to do with this other than making sure Cy Young didn't creep in. So this was a 12-11 Reds win with 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th and a pinch hit walk-off 2-run shot by Eugenio Suarez off of who else? Jonathan Papelbon, everyone's least favorite closer, even Red Sox fans' least favorite closer. And Pedro Martinez, it was supposed to be, it was Pedro Martinez against Johnny Cueto, and they got lit on fire, both of them. Wow. Jose Rio tried to come in and kill things out, and he got lit on fire. And so this was an ERA record all night, unless you were Clay Carroll or Dick Raditz, who got and Garrett Whitlock, who pitched 11 pitches, got one hit, 1 strikeout, but it got out unscathed. But this would have been a hell of a game to watch. But unfortunately, I just set the lineups. And one of the things I remember setting the lineup, Brandon Phillips had incredible numbers in limited at-bats. And so the real question is, if Phillips is hitting 400 through 50 at-bats, are you really going to start him over Joe Morgan, Hall of Famer?
Yeah, that's tough.
And so I decided, you know what, I'll do it because if he has a bad game, it'll settle those numbers down. And then the computer probably won't make the same pick I did. And then Phillips went 4 for 4.
Did not settle the numbers down.
With 2 runs, 2 RBIs, a triple, and 3 stolen bases from the leadoff spot. And my favorite bit is late in the game, they pinch hit Joe Morgan for him anyway.
And he got it out.
And he got out, yeah. So, hang on, Joe Morgan, hang on, man. You might be looking at a lot of Brandon Phillips in that lineup going forward. So again, that's up to the computer. We'll see what he says. Wow. So Monday's Red Sox game got put on today's schedule, and then right after the podcast tonight, I'll sim the Red Sox Reds game from today, and then we'll sim tomorrow's schedule, and we'll have those scores and box scores and players of the day. All that stuff will go up tomorrow. But for today, we're playing the first game off tomorrow's schedule. Actually, it's the second game technically. But we're doing Dodgers White Sox, which should be a good matchup. And the only real question here, I'll put Chicago back on computer. They might pitch. I forget who he is. It's one of their best pitchers. Might pitch on short rest. So we'll see. I think he had an expected pitch count of 90. So he could go today, but if he does, it'll be a little bit reduced, at least pitch count wise. So let's see what they do here as we fire up the White Sox at the Dodgers. All right.
Oh, look at Chavez Ravine.
Hey, you've been there, right?
I just saw one game there. It's a very, very nice place to go to a game.
LA's not my favorite spot, but I gotta get to Dodger Stadium sometime, right?
It's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah, I'm not a big LA guy either, but it is a nice stadium.
I've been to an Angels game. Saw Angels Yankees a long time ago. Ted Lilly on the mound for the Yanks, but
Ted Lilly,
yeah, that's who I got, right? And it was like 99, right? So it could have been Pettit, could have been Clemens, could have been El Duque. Now I got Ted Lilly, but fine. All right, so let's see here. We get to be the Dodgers today, and that's good news for us because due up here is Sandy Koufax.
Feels good, man. Feels real good.
Right? I'm feeling confident. Okay, it looks like they're starting Doc White. Let me see if that's who I was expecting. Nope, I thought they might go with Eddie
Chicote. Yeah,
he's one of the 8 men out guys. And I thought he might have gone today, but they're going to bypass him and go with Doc White. Where is Doc White? Ooh, Doc White's had a rough year. I don't know why they didn't go with the Undertaker, Jim Scott. Was it Death Valley, Jim Scott?
Death Valley. That's an amazing nickname.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I might have gone with Eddie or Death Valley, but they're going with lefty Doc White. Maybe they know something we don't. But so we're the Dodgers against left-handers. We'll look at sort by OPS against left-handed pitching. Again, this is by what's gone on in this season, not necessarily their overall numbers. And the one thing the Dodgers did this week, which maybe the Dodgers should have done last season, they sent Cody Bellinger down.
Oh, Cody.
Cody Bellinger's hitting 210 against lefties, but 234 against righties.
We just lost half our audience.
Yeah, exactly, right? The Farasex is gone. But they activated Matt Kemp, who, Matt Kemp was doing all right back in the day. So, and he's fantastic against lefties. Like nobody else is even close. So, if we have Kemp with Zach Wheat giving him some lefty-righty protection, and then on base-wise, wow, it's funny. Roy Campanella has a better on base against lefties than Jackie Robinson. But Jackie it's not much, and Jackie is leadoff material. So it looks like it's Campanella second, Gil Hodges fifth, and now we need a third baseman, a shortstop, and a right fielder.
Kind of sad we can't get Pedro Guerrero in there, man.
I mean, we can. He can play third. He's not a bad third baseman, actually.
It's just He's kind of on par with Turner, right?
But he's behind Turner. Turner's actually better numbers against lefties and a slightly better fielder. One thing I always thought was cool, Russell Martin played a pretty good third base.
Yeah.
Not that you'd want both catchers in the lineup, but I was always impressed that Russell Martin would play wherever. I think I saw him at second base once. And he was just like, yeah, whatever, dude. I got a bunch of gloves.
Whatever, Skip. Just
out there at second with that, meat grinder of a glove. But if we're looking for right field, it looks like Dave Herman's our best option so far.
We can't get Duke in there.
You can if you want, but
let's get Duke in there.
His numbers against lefties are atrocious.
Yeah, but Doc's having a bad year. I think he's going to hang a curveball for him.
I'll give you Snyder, but I'm putting him 8th. He's a good right fielder, though. All right, so we need third base and shortstop. Third base could be Russell Martin, who actually has the best numbers. Justin Turner's the best defender. Pedro Guerrero has actually had a very good year, but mainly against right hand.
Let's do Pedro, man. Let's get crazy.
All right, so we got Pedro Guerrero. And then, both of these guys stink out loud against lefties. But it's Pee Wee Reese and Corey Seager. Pee Wee Reese, slightly better fielder.
Let's do Pee Wee, just for nostalgia's sake.
There you go.
I think Pedro just needs to be at third base, right?
I'll give you Snyder over Reese, so we mix up the lefties and righties a little better. Guerrero hit third. I think we're ready for baseball.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, we'll see. Welcome
to Dodger Stadium for tonight's game between Chicago and Los Angeles. Doc White starts for Chicago. He's made 11 starts on the year and is 5-6 with an earned run average of 5.81. His first start against Los Angeles, he'll be opposed by Sandy Koufax for Los Angeles. He's made 12 starts on the year and is 9-2 with an earned run average of 2.74. His first start against Chicago, it's 67 degrees, wind speed 8 miles per hour, in from center field. Pitching for Los Angeles, Sandy Koufax. Leading off for Chicago, center fielder, Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Play ball!
All right, at the risk of making this worse. So this is how they are pronouncing Sandy
Koufax.
Koufax. Well, that's kind of what it looks like, right?
So you're actually going to write cow?
No. I'm just going to see if...
Koufax.
Oh, he nailed it. Well played.
All right. I'm just looking at this, man. Sandy Koufax pitching to Roy Campanella, or throwing to Roy Campanella against Shoeless Joe Jackson.
I love it.
That's the stuff that just makes us rock. So, all right. So, away we go.
Pummel!
Good start. I forgot Jackson's a good bunter, but Campanella didn't.
Shortstop, Luke Appling.
We did a drag bunt with 2 strikes.
Right. Pretty slick. Luke Appling looks like he thinks he got away with something. Right? Somebody's cleats are on fire in the dugout right now.
It looks like he just misplaced his glasses.
Maybe he's playing eternal baseball.
Yeah, right.
Can't quite make us out.
He fits right in.
Can't quite make us out. Is that Weber? I can't tell. I had a guy,
First baseman, Frank Thomas.
A friend of mine from my Harkins Theaters days in Arizona. When I first posted lineups, go, how are you going to have some guy named Gil Hodges instead of Steve Garvey? I'm like, oh dude. Steve Garvey can't even make the Dodgers. Garvey's the same people, my friend. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got gray hair. Let's not begrudge him that, but
I don't want to speak poorly about somebody who could possibly be all of our fathers, but but Gil Hodges is the man. Thank you very much. All right, Koufax. If you ever wondered what would happen if Koufax in his prime pitched to the big hurt in his prime,
there's 2 possible outcomes.
Pretty much, right? Yeah, that's one of them. Throw it, Pedro.
This is it. We're throwing a no-hitter, man.
Chicago.
This is happening.
White.
Not anymore.
Leading off for Los Angeles, Second baseman.
I don't think you can jinx it in the first.
Jackie Robinson.
Wasn't Pedro Guerrero a butcher at third base? I seem to remember that.
I sort of remember hearing that too, but I don't remember seeing him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's pretty like, Sports Center where they would just rake guys through the goals.
I guess, unless they were Ron Santo, and they just give him gold gloves. It doesn't matter. By the way, I'm a little proud of this guy over here. The worst decision in organized sports history, probably. Russian 42-year-old Nolan Ryan.
What was his game plan? Like takedown? Was he? I mean, he'd been doing jujitsu. That was his.
Ventura wasn't a hothead at all, right? And the worst part was he thought about it, right? Got hit, thought about it, and then went, "I'm going."
And he got halfway there, and he's like, "I don't know what I'm doing here, so I'm just gonna." He's like, "I guess I'll try to tackle him." And Nolan just was like, "All right."
Noogie time, right? There's no upside there. Either you're going to whip a 42-year-old Hall of Famer, or worse, Grandpa's going to take you to the woodshed.
Yeah, that's true.
Robin?
I think he figured that was maybe his only chance to get back at him, too.
I guess it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a statute of limitations on that being funny, but it's somewhere north of 30 years because here we are. So,
that
anyway.
and the Don Zimmer Pedro incident.
And for me, Yankee fan, I always thought Pedro I thought he should have got flack for yelling at Posada in the dugout and going, "I'll get you right here." And then later saying, "No, I was telling him I was in his head." I mean, come on. But in Pedro's defense, what's he supposed to do?
I think that was perfectly appropriate. He just kind of barely. Yeah, he didn't even really push him that hard. That was just a 70-year-old man just going down.
No, he just pulled the Matador Olay, right? Like, I don't know what should he have just stood there and let Don Zimmer, like a rhino, run into him? Like,
I actually would have liked to have seen Zimmer throw a couple punches, but that would have.
I love that Zimmer charged him, but I thought Pedro took flack for the wrong thing. He should have got it for pointing at his head and talking to Posada. He should not have got it for trying to avoid. So now that we've settled those two things, here's Jackie Robinson. Jackie is a phenomenal bunter, but it is Carlton Fisk behind the plate. So
yeah, let's just get that single and steal second.
Maybe later we'll remember that. Now look at Appleton getting away with it. Fine. I gotta find
catcher. Roy Campanella.
I gotta find a better picture for Eddie Collins, who played in the 20s, I think. This is a badly colorized shot, and it doesn't look vintage, and it really should. So we'll fix Eddie Collins. I fixed Starling Marte, who was wearing a Pirates hat in Miami this weekend. So I was shocked that I had Eric Davis wrong. I think I had him as a Cardinal in the Reds.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you want, I can Photoshop like a Eddie Collins and do like a coal mine or something. Just let me know.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna just eliminate the color layer, and behind it he's gonna be King Kelly, and he'll be like curses,
curses,
foiled again. I would have got away with it if it weren't for you darn kids and that dog.
The big reveal every game.
Which one of these guys is King Kelly? All right, Campanella.
Oh.
Pretty good to make that throw from the headlock position.
Left fielder, Zach Wheat.
Oh, here we go, Zach.
Zach Wheat.
He looks like it looks salt to the earth, that guy.
I had no idea who Zach Wheat or Wally Moon were, but they hold like a ton of Dodger records. They were incredible players. I just didn't know it at the time. So, all right, Doc White, serve it up. And we're on base.
Send him.
Right. You don't even know
Center fielder, number 27, Matt Kemp.
27%. Fisk behind the plate. Go.
Zach. Fisk he only has a 6 arm, man.
That's not bad though, right? Like
well, 27%, it's moot, but
yeah.
All right, Matt Kemp.
Come on, Kemp.
Strike three.
Oh,
left fielder,
right.
Minnie Minoso.
Minnie Minoso, who's a great bunter, so maybe we better pay attention to that here. Kemp's all over
Right
it.
fielder, Maglio, Ordonez.
I ran into a couple Tiger fans online, or White Sox fans, still mad at Maglio, and not so much for leaving, but for signing in the division. I guess that is a little bit of an extra thumb to the eye. As you go, nah, I'm leaving. By the way, you'll see me 19 times a year. So, one guy was just, I think it was when I put up the starting 9 image, and Ordonez was on there. And they're like, nope, screw Ordonez, man. Not only did he leave, but he stayed around to hurt us. All right, I'll give you that.
Strike 3.
Second baseman, Eddie Collins.
It's actually why Jacoby Ellsbury's popularity never waned in Boston. Because they're like, oh, yeah, he went to the Yankees to suck for 8 years. He's still helping us out.
Well, he had that contract was so large too. Everybody's like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
I mean, Boris it was like the first day of.
Yeah.
I mean, Boris never says yes to those deals, and he was like, "Yeah, yes, okay."
I wonder if Cashman knew, like that night, like, ooh.
He must have known. He just,
Yeah.
majorly misvalued. Some intern totally messed up the calculations on that one.
I remember as a Yankee fan, Brett Gardner had just come up and done real well in his first year, and Ellsbury had shown more power. But I'm like, aren't you guys kind of the same thing? Cover a lot of ground.
I love Ellsbury, but man, I don't think anybody have that. I mean, half the Boston fans are like, "Oh, okay." It's sort of like that Pujols deal, right? It's like,
right.
Whoa, okay. Like,
yeah, in retrospect, both of them were thrilled that they didn't re-up, right? Like Pujols, even early on, Pujols was never quite the same in LA.
The Cardinals fans with Jason Hayward. It's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. Ooh.
Go for it.
Have a ball. Yep. All right, here Eddie Collins is a good bunter too, but not with two outs, I don't think. No matter how colorized he might be. Or he just got out of the tanning bed. Maybe that's it.
Ball.
Look at Pee Wee.
First baseman, Gil Hodges.
Happening, Weber.
I have to look this up. I knew it at one point. I think Joe Cronin, I think Hall of Famer with the Red Sox, was a player manager in the 40s or 50s. And the Red Sox had an up-and-coming shortstop prospect, like 21 years old, catches everything, brilliant. And Cronin convinced the general manager to trade him away. Like, that kid said, you got an attitude problem. You can't play for me. Meanwhile, Cronin, I think it was Cronin, I'm probably, besmirching him for no reason, but got him traded away, and that kid was Pee Wee Reese. So, and I think it was Cronin played 2 more years and then retired. So, way to secure that golden parachute. I have to look that up, see if I totally made fun of Cronin for no reason.
Third baseman, Pedro Guerrero.
Pedro leading the team in total mustache.
Here we go. Send him.
Right.
Right fielder, Duke Snyder.
All right, Duke Snyder's going to come through. Come on,
I hope
Duke.
so, because it's Koufax up next. Go get him, Duke. Oh. They brought him down from 36 to 35, so keeping us legit.
Strike 3.
Duke.
Pee-wee Reese.
Oh, it's Reese. I forgot about Reese. Yeah, get some. No.
Third baseman, Robin Ventura.
I just like the idea of him walking out like the Bushwhackers, right? Together to the batter's box. Just me and Nolan Ryan here. No big deal.
Ball 4.
No, in internal baseball, Nolan Ryan's an angel.
Catcher,
So he
Carlton
might have, and if this
Fisk.
was a Sunday night game, he might be in the stands to boo Ventura.
He's just sped across town.
Right? Or he's sitting right beyond the dugout, right? Or third base side, probably, right? And Ventura keeps getting hit with really high impact sunflower seeds. Pow! Pow! Ow! It stings. Knock it off. Carlton Fisk. All right. Zach Wheat dive with nobody out, runner on first, 54% chance to catch.
If we have a no hitter, we have to dive.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. And if you miss a dive, it doesn't mean it goes to the wall. Sometimes it just means you trap it and it's a single. So
Gotta save this no hitter.
I totally forgot about the no hitter. Get it, Zach! Great play.
Pitcher,
Happening, Weber.
Well, it's happening through two, but okay. Doc White. I should have seen the bunt coming from the American League pitcher.
center fielder, Shoeless Joe Jackson.
All right. Great bunter, but 2 outs. Don't see it. Get it. Oh, it's foul.
Pummel. Strike 3.
Pitcher, Sandy
Keep it rolling.
Koufax.
Koufax steps up. Terrible bunter, so look at that. He just out hit the White Sox.
Poor play.
Second baseman, Jackie Robinson.
You want to send Koufax?
Let's hit and run. You want to?
No.
Come on, it's Jackie Robinson, man. He's not going to swing through this.
I'm not. My confidence problem isn't in Jackie's eye. It's in Koufax's legs.
Oh, come on. Let's hit and run.
It's a bad idea, but it might be fun. It's foul.
That's always
Not
2
by-
strikes, right?
Pummel.
Usually, yeah. No, only one.
Oh, let's do it again.
Try again.
Pummel.
He's trying to hit Nolan Ryan.
3rd time's the charm. I'm
Can't
just
do it
kidding.
two-
I'm
not
just
two
kidding.
strikes. Go for it, Jackie.
Oh,
Jackson going back
Oh!
at the track, at the wall. Oh, he hauls it in.
what did it read?
Catcher, Roy Campanella.
Jackson's under it, makes the catch.
Oh, shoot.
It
Okay,
wasn't
right.
as good as it looked. Or
All
sounded.
right, let's hit and run again. Campanella can hold. There we go. There we
Did you
go.
keep him out of the double play? Might have. There you go, Brent.
Left
All
fielder,
right.
Zach Wheat.
Baseball savant.
There we go. Zach Wheat. RBI.
Come on, Zach.
Ooh, pass ball.
It's Koufax. So
He didn't run.
Didn't get that far away. Eddie Collins is all over it. Bummer.
Shoot. All right.
All right.
Shortstop, Luke Appling.
Take this, Luke Applin.
Luke Appling. Who said that?
First baseman, Frank Thomas.
No way. Come
too
on,
slow.
Pee Wee.
Throw it, Pee Wee. I think you got it.
He's out.
Oh!
Oh, come on.
Fielder.
We're not losing our no hitter
No
to
stop.
that.
Frank Thomas legged down the infield single.
Get Pee Wee Reese out of there.
Man, I'm telling you. We got Corey Seager ready.
That's hugely disappointing.
I'm going to try to pick him off just to get his uniform dirty. Dirtbag. I kind of thought Frank would be the one to break it up, but not with a grounder to short. Unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
Strike 3.
Right fielder,
Out.
Maglio Ordonez.
What kind of line did Reese take to that grounder? Like
Right? Circuitous.
around Zach Wheat?
Center
He
fielder,
was running a
Matt
curl
Kemp.
pattern. perhaps. All right, Matt Kemp.
Strike 3.
Well,
First baseman, Gil Hodges.
that's going to get down. Poor play by Collins. The
Third
second
baseman,
with a 3
Pedro
rating.
Guerrero.
Here's Pedro. That's through the middle.
Dude, he's
We're
ripping
cooking.
it right now. Yes.
Right fielder, Duke Snyder.
Double steal.
Snyder, terrible bunter.
But good home run hitter.
One weird thing on the game, I've done the delayed double steal, and frequently the throw goes through the second, the runner is safer out at second, and the guy on third doesn't come home. What's the point?
Sorry, Skip. Wasn't feeling it.
If the throw, I mean, unless you think you're murdered. If the throw goes through, you're coming home. That's the whole point of the delayed steal, right? Anyway.
Oh, well, that's a run.
Yeah.
We're running
Zach
Ordonez
Fly.
for sure.
Yeah, they didn't even ask us.
Shortstop,
A fait
Pee Wee
accompli.
Reese.
All right, Pee Wee, with Koufax behind you and 2 outs. Let's see something. Pee Wee Reese, disappointing all game.
Second baseman, Eddie Collins.
Eddie Collins is a great bunter. We're not going to enable him. Oh,
Pee Wee's been a massive letdown this game.
Third baseman,
he
Robin
got second
Ventura.
on that. You want me to sit Reese? I'll sit him right now.
What, so sorry. What? Read the
It
screen to
got
me.
through him. Under the glove of Reese. He can't come up with it. It's into the outfield. Collins goes to second. The throw, not in time.
Brutal. I think we
So-
pinch hit for him next time.
All right, fine. Yeah,
Just
that makes
as
more
a
sense.
show of our
I would-
displeasure.
But I mean, how often have you seen mid-inning they send a guy out? Right? Come here.
Just I've only seen that with Hanley Ramirez, basically, right?
They did it with it was between innings with I think it was between with Reggie Jackson. Billy pulled him. Billy hated him. And Billy Martin and Reggie Jackson fought in the dugout. It's pretty outstanding. He thought
Billy
Reggie,
Martin, dude.
he thought Reggie had, or maybe it was during an inning. I have to look it up. He thought he loafed it after a ground ball, a single, and the guy took second because Reggie was just loping in from right field, and Billy Martin just could not take it. So I forget if it was. I think you let him finish the inning, but I'll look it up. We'll have it for you in 2 weeks. How's that?
One of the greatest tragedies is that Billy Martin never became an analyst.
Foul ball.
You know, I mean, he would have been amazing.
Yeah, I don't think he could have. He probably couldn't have stayed off the sauce for 3 hours, right? Like,
That would have made it even better.
I
Like,
suppose.
oh man, just ripping players left and right, telling stories that have no correlation to what's transpiring.
Right? Telling these horrifying stories while leaving the names out.
You're right.
So me and a guy, we'll call him Hickey. We were out late one night in Baltimore. All right, Robin Ventura is up with the chaperone.
Catcher, Carlton Fisk. Pitcher, Doc White.
We should play as the Dodgers more often. Oh no, Doc White.
Oh, Kemp's got that. He has to have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pitcher, Sandy Koufax.
All right, Sandy, 1 for 1. Run, Sandy, run. Not quite.
I can't believe Frank Thomas beat out that single.
Second baseman, Jackie.
If we lose the no hitter because of that, man,
Yeah.
Pee Wee Reese is in the minors.
Alfredo Griffin. Come on.
Foul ball.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh,
Catcher,
shit.
Roy Campanella.
I don't know how Ventura caught that. He couldn't even see it. Oh, that's got a chance. No, Jackson's going sideways. Sounded good.
Center fielder, Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Shoeless Joe's a great bunter. But not today. Just like that.
Shortstop, Luke Appling.
Jumps on it. Very nice.
First baseman, Frank Thomas.
Yeah, who broke our hearts with an infield single to Pee Wee Reese.
Left fielder, Zach Wheat.
Isn't the
Jackson.
long.
Good bunter. Just saying.
Yeah, go for it.
That's it. All right.
Foul ball.
Well, that does that.
Strike 3.
Center fielder, Matt Kemp.
Thanks, Zach. Appreciate you coming.
First baseman,
Somewhere,
Hodges.
maybe Albuquerque. Cody Bellinger is saying, "Oh yeah, really jump-started that offense, didn't it?" Maybe. Yeah, that's got the height. Look at that go. Gil Hodges
Kind of froze on me. So that went past Minosa.
pretty much
Nice.
hit the 76 sign out there.
Third baseman, Pedro Guerrero.
I
Give us a
don't think we're
little
losing this
breathing
one.
room.
We're on a roll, man.
Ooh. It's early to be.
Pedro's
Yeah,
2 for 2.
Left fielder,
Then again,
Mini, Minosa.
now Koufax is at 100 pitches. So we are probably going to have to get into that bullpen. And
Oh, come on.
frequently
We
is-
got to see if he would have. All right. Well, let's go a little farther. At
He can
least.
go 130, so he can go a while. But I don't know if we're getting 2.5 more innings or 3 more innings out of him. We'll see. Maybe Minosa, another great bunter. Oh, and there it is.
All
The
right.
first legit hit.
Right fielder, Maglio, Cordon Yes.
Strike 3.
Second baseman, Eddie
We're
Collins.
still replacing Pee Wee Arias, though, because he's got. Otherwise, he won't learn nothing. Actions of consequence. Collins is a great bunter, but with 1 out, down 2, you think he's dropping a bunt?
Doubt it.
Ball 4.
Oh no, he's on.
Third baseman, Robin Ventura.
Ventura hits a bomb.
Should we get somebody up just in case? Koufax only got 15 pitches left.
Sure.
All right. We got lefty, righty, lefty, lefty, righty. Maybe we need a lefty.
Eric
righty.
Gagne. Come on down.
Gagne's been awful this year
Has he?
for internal baseball. Yeah, just dreadful.
Hmm.
So versus lefties, Julio Urias, very good. Says Gagne's good, but he's been awful. Jansen's the closer. Might be Urias
Okay.
if we need him against a lefty. And then versus a righty, it still says Gagne's good, but I'm not buying that.
Don Sutton.
Don Sutton. Actually, he pitched in relief yesterday, 62 pitches.
Hmm.
Because Walker Buehler, got his first start of the year and got torn up. So Sutton came in relief yesterday. So it looks like it's going to be Urias either way. Great against lefties, great, even better against lefties, but good against righties too.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, Urias, get warm. Kemp's coming in. He's all over that. Even
Catcher,
Minosa.
Carlton Fisk.
That's a great picture of Fisk, man.
I can't stand the all white backgrounds. Like they're just floating in the phantom zone somewhere.
The batting helmet, though, is top shelf.
Yeah, just the Photoshop work around his jawline there is a little ridiculous. So I didn't do that. But maybe I can do Carlton a little better. I was just going to do a mound trip. Very strong for Sandy. But this is probably his last hitter.
Very strong.
Come on, Pee Wee.
Hey.
Oh,
Pitcher,
could have
Doc
thrown to third.
White.
Pee Wee.
Oh, it's Doc White, though. All right, now, this is a case where I think we gotta
Pinch it.
Gotta step in, right? Because
I think so, yeah.
There's no way they wouldn't pinch it here. And in fairness to the game, they usually get this right. But once in a great while, they get it wrong. So if we were Chicago, we would have a couple guys up in the pen, pure relievers. So Wilhelm and
Keith Folk.
That's fine. So we'll give them 2 options ready to take over once this ends because there's 2 outs. And then we'll look at Chicago's roster and against, hang on.
Ooh, Harold Baines.
Left, yeah, right? They've got options. So OPS versus left. Okay, so Baines hasn't had a lot of at-bats, and he's a lefty as well, but his OPS is 2,000. So it would either be him or Tim Anderson at 803.
I love Harold Baines, but if you think Anderson's the better bet, go for it.
And I think Anderson has some more established numbers. If we actually look at their overall numbers on the year, Baines has 17 at bats, but he's done a lot with them.
17 glorious at bats.
Well, and he's a Hall of Famer, so I'm not going to argue if you want to see Harold Baines.
Let's do Harold Baines, man.
Either one is better.
It's kind of. I think it's against our best interest, but
I think the computer was probably going to hit Doc White. So either way, we're doing him a favor here.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Baines, get in there.
Pinch hitting for
Great
Chicago,
picture.
Harold
Great
Baines.
contract. Look at Harold.
I love it.
Youngster.
He had a great beard. Just a
Yeah.
great beard.
He's killing it. All right, so now we go back and we give control back to the computer. Now that we've given them the correct options on their plate. So Koufax's last at bat, or last batter probably, Harold Baines. Oh, Reese.
Oh, he made the play. Whew.
Pitching for Chicago, Billy Pierce.
And now Chicago
Right
puts in a
fielder,
guy we didn't even
Duke
warm up.
Snyder.
Fine, whatever. Duke Snyder.
Strike 3.
Shortstop, Pee Wee Reese.
All right, so we're going to pinch hit for the next guy too, because Koufax is up next. So I forgot to check. Billy Pierce is left-handed. So we're looking at Russell Martin, Babe Herman, or Justin Turner. Probably not Turner. He's a way down. So Herman, or we probably don't want to pinch hit Russell Martin just in case something happens to our other catcher.
Yeah, sounds good.
So Babe Herman for Pee Wee Reese.
Pinch hitting for Los Angeles, Babe Herman.
Just
I got
it just looks like a gargoyle on Notre Dame.
Dude, especially the way the hat just melds.
We got to get a better picture for him. That just eerie.
I mean, that has to be the worst picture of Babe Herman. So we'll try to do better, Babe. All right, Babe Herman.
Strike 3.
Pitcher, Sandy Koufax.
All right, so there's no more Koufax.
So we have to do what? Seager?
Seager's definitely coming in. But we don't have to pinch hit him. We can just replace Herman if we want. If you wanted to pinch hit somebody else here. But it's early. I mean, it's not early, but it's what, 7th inning? We've still got the lead.
Yeah.
We might want to save our pinch hitters for later.
Why don't we do Seager, huh?
All right, so Seager will pinch hit since he's coming in anyway.
Pinch hitting for Los Angeles, number 5, Corey Seager.
I really wanted Corey Seager on my Yankees next year, if there is a next year. But with what Texas paid him, you can have it, man.
Yeah. Hard to.
Ooh. I'll take.
Wait,
Trevor. I'll take-
what's the news on Story? I haven't heard anything.
He's a free agent. He's the best guy left.
Okay.
And most people are predicting that he might get big money, less years. So
Oh,
he
okay.
might get 4 years, 120 million or something.
Hmm.
And if that's what New York does, or if they go, I don't know who's the Braves and Angels shortstop, who's an absolute wizard defensively.
Andrelton? Yeah.
Oh yeah. If they do Simmons 1 year and like 8 mil, cool.
Yeah.
But that got nuts, and I don't want any part of Carlos Correa. He can be great for somebody else. I'm cool with that. But for here, it's New Ranger, Corey Seager. Not doing it.
Center fielder, Shoeless Joe Jackson.
All right, so we're going to the Dodgers roster.
Do we need to sit down there? Relievers too?
I thought they would, but I guess we probably got to hop over and do that since they're ignoring the meal we prepared for them.
They just don't know whether they can trust us, right?
Right. So Seager is going to stay in and play short. Oops. And the pitcher first. So Urias will go 8th. He's the pitcher. Seager's the shortstop. And now
Pitching for Los Angeles, number 7, Julio Urias.
Yeah, close enough. And then we'll go over on Chicago and sit their guys down. And then get them control back. Beautiful. All right, Urias. Let's see what you got. Shoot a stroke and run.
Shortstop, Luke Appling.
Luke Apple.
Who said that?
Oh.
That's all right.
First
back
baseman,
to the pen.
Frank Thomas.
Frank, of course. Who else?
This isn't the first one we've blown.
Gagne's been awful, but he hasn't pitched in ages. You know, actually, Hershiser pitches out of their pen.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
I'm going to get Gagne up just in case we need somebody really quick. Because Hershiser's a starter. Generally, it takes him more time to warm up. Frank Thomas, what's the worst that could happen? Oh.
Zach Wheat's got that. No worries.
Yeah,
Can of
doesn't quite
corn.
have the lift.
Can of corn.
Left fielder, Minnie Minoso.
1 out. Minoso is 320 against lefties, 308 against righties. And if I do a mound visit, he's not tired. Gagne's not quite ready. Okay. Well, then this is what we got.
Turn it.
All right, a 5% chance if we throw home, but we have a 34% chance of pulling off a double play here.
Let's turn it.
Either way, we should get one at least. So throw home, no.
Got him.
Turn 2, very nice.
Second baseman, Jackie
All right.
Robinson.
All right, Jackie. Is this bunt time for Jackie Robinson? Or do we let him hit?
Let's let him hit.
All right.
Catcher, Roy Campanella.
Roy? Nope.
Left fielder, Zach
Oh,
Wheat.
I should, even though Hershiser's ready. And Gagne's ready. We're not going to use Gagne. But we might use Jansen. So I should get him up. Zach Wheat.
Paul tip.
There we go.
Now we're rolling.
Center fielder, Matt Kemp.
All right, Matt Kemp.
Yeah, just nothing. Anything we could run with.
Yeah, we haven't really had a lot to play with here. Yeah.
Right fielder, Maglio Ordonez.
Ordonez
All right.
is better against lefties than righties, so I think we're definitely going to the pen here. Well,
Give him a shot. Let's see. Wait till he
wait till he
Get
gets in
someone
trouble because we
yeah.
have back-to-back lefties, and Collins and Ventura are up next. So
Let's do it. Yeah.
all right.
Plus, when you have that defense
Second
behind
baseman,
you,
Yeah,
Eddie
you gotta
Collins.
trust him, Mark.
Collins is much better against righties. 299 against lefties, 357 against righties. So
I think Urias is finishing this out for us.
at
do you
least this
think?
guy. At least this guy.
Third baseman, Robin Ventura.
Ventura is a pretty even split. 283 against lefties, 300 against righties.
What's
I'm
in?
cool. I'm cool with sticking with Urias
Finish him.
just because there's nobody on. Like, yeah, can't you see Urias like bouncing around, right? Hoping the witch flies in front of the moon. Okay, yeah. With nobody on and a 2-run lead, what's the harm here?
Ball 4.
Now it gets interesting.
Catcher, Carlton Fisk.
All right, Fisk is better against lefties than righties, so I think
All right.
I think
Bring
we're
your
going to the
closer
pen,
in.
but you get to pick.
I mean, yeah, you have to go to your closer, right?
I think so.
Despite the 3 exclamation points.
I think that just means he's sick of being in the pen. It means he's going to start getting tired. If you
He's like, I've been getting heckled now for 20 minutes. Can we?
Right.
Pitching for Los Angeles, number 74, Kenley Jansen.
All right, Kenley Jansen.
Strike 3.
Nah.
Hey!
Boom.
we win one right at the 10 o'clock mark.
I think aren't we on a roll? I thought aren't we have like a 4-game winning streak or something?
I'll have to look it up. I think it feels like we haven't lost in a while because we didn't play last week.
Well, yeah, and
score
even
from
having a
Rutgers
bad
38,
run with
Los
Mike,
Angeles 2,
so-
Yeah, it's true.
Chicago 0. Sandy Koufax is the winner. He is now 10-2 on the season. Doc White gets the loss. He is now 5-7 on the season. Kenley Jansen gets the save. Number 9. Gil Hodges hit home run number 9 on the season. Time of the game, 2 hours, 55 minutes.
Not bad.
Good solid win.
Feels
I'll
like
take
real
it.
baseball. Might be the realest baseball you guys get for a while, right here on the Eternal Baseball Podcast. And we like to try to keep it nice and tight, like an hour. But we do have a little bonus content today. Since this is it, just basically recycling the wins and losses into the overall standings and the records. But this will go quick because I've got this Boston game to go.
All right.
So, actually, hang on. I just got to make sure they're not cheating with Cy Young here because they do that a lot. So, as your bonus content, who would be pitching for Boston today? Look at these.
Dutch Leonard. No.
Look at Cy Young. 147 pitches on the second, 140 the next day. Because why not? So if we're looking at replay stats by ERA, Clemens just pitched. It's like Dutch Leonard.
Let's do it.
And for the opponent, we'll just sim this game. I have the computer do it. But I do like that Johnny Vandermeer is up looking for those. They say the most unbreakable record in sports is Johnny Vandermeer's 2 consecutive no-hitters. Because you'd have to throw 3 to break it. So maybe that's what Cy Young's been trying for. I don't know. But
I hate that Dutchman.
it doesn't mean 3 games in a row, Cy. But, okay, so Tony Mullane's another guy who sneaks in a lot. Johnny Cueto just pitched. Oh, he actually pitched tomorrow. So they're not looking at him yet. So it's actually going to be that's not Jim Maloney, isn't it?
Jimmy Maloney.
And Rijo pitched in relief tomorrow.
That's right. Oh, man. I think you're stuck with Maloney.
All right, Jim Maloney. So against a left-hander, Dennis Leonard, Reggie Sanders had like 2 epic at-bats. So it's Eric Davis, and Johnny Bench, and Klazuski. Whoa, hang on. Bench goes here. Klazuski goes here. Frank Robinson up top. A very angry Joe Morgan back in the starting lineup. Pete Rose will probably play third base. Brandon Phillips doesn't get to play. George Foster in left. Who am I missing? Shortstop, Barry Larkin. All right, beautiful. Red Sox against lefties. Jesus. Got 4 guys over 1,000 OPS. Like no big deal. Mainly lefties. So Mo cleans up. Manny third. I guess it's just Stremski.
It's a ridiculous lineup.
Yeah, and it's a lineup that at his prime, Mookie Betts can't sniff a start, right? Like
Crazy.
ridiculous. Ted Williams. Oh, we got a lot of outfielders here. So we'll put Manny in right, Ted in left, Mo Vaughn, Nomar. Oops, sorry, Mo, Nomar at short. Joe Cronin. I guess he's at second. Ortiz is no DH because this game's in Cincinnati. So I need a catcher and a third baseman. So that's Veritek catching.
Wade.
And Wade Boggs.
All right, man. I'm butterflies. Let's see what happens here.
Welcome to Great American Ballpark, where Boston will take on Cincinnati. Dutch Leonard will start for Boston. He's made 1 start on the year and is 1-0 with an earned run average of 4.70. His first start against Cincinnati. He'll be opposed by Jim Maloney for Cincinnati. He's made 2 starts on the year and is 3-1 with an earned run average of 4.71. His first start against Boston. It's 41 degrees, wind speed 16 miles per hour, left to right. Pitching for Cincinnati, Jim Maloney. Leading off for Boston, center fielder, Carl Yastrzemski.
Not bad.
Very good.
I'm going to give them some
Play ball.
style points for Yastrzemski. By the way, I got to believe Rich Rotundi's favorite ball player, George Foster.
There you go.
Yeah,
Love that photo.
totally. All right, so preferences, computer.
All right, here we go.
It goes quick.
The final score from Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati 4, Boston 1. Jim Maloney picks up the win. He is now 4-1. Dutch Leonard is the loser. He is now 1-1. Frank Robinson hit home run number 9 on the season. Ted Kluszewski hit number 8. Time of the game, 2 hours, 56 minutes.
So Boston's tailspin continues. We'll see if they can shake it off when they get Cy Young back on the mound this week. So there you go, a little bonus content for you. We'll get the games caught up tomorrow for tomorrow. And again, we are off next week for the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. So make sure to take care of your sweetheart and, I don't know, root for the Rams, I guess. And that's it. So we appreciate you tuning in. Stay tuned. You can find us always at eternalbaseball.com, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. You know, wherever you're social, we're probably there. And we might be not only your best, but your only action for live baseball for a little while. So make sure to stay tuned. And we will see you back on the Eternal Baseball podcast in 2 weeks.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks.